Welcome to August, and the sun is of course in Leo. Think of the lion. The lion's big, it's out there. It's got this fantastic roar saying, notice me. But think also of the little lion cub. Maybe you're going to be a bit of a lion cub this month. Gets a bit upset when it gets a thorn in its paw. So it's not all about roaring. It's about look after me, be careful with me, but play with me. This is the month for play, traveling, meeting new people. Anywhere that's hot is the best place to be. Passion is there, of course, as well. So time to fire up your relationships. Be careful. You've also got to be careful, and this seems such a little trivial thing, but it is important. Fire. Make sure no fire is unattended. Be careful when you leave the house or the apartment that everything's switched off. You really have to be careful of this during this hot, passionate month. I did mention, didn't I, again, that it is great for relationships and things taking off. So do enjoy that. We do have to be careful, though, of this passion getting out of control. So people overreacting to things, group situations, and on a global scale, we do have to be careful of flare-ups. Be aware of that. Now, on the 23rd, the sun moves into Virgo, so that is completely different. We move away from all this fire and out there and creativity, and we're into a period of analysis, reflecting on all over the heat of what we've been through in the past month. Positively, it really is a great time for detail. So if you've given the big picture during all this Leo in August, and now you're thinking, right, I need to give it some detail, whether it's a personal relationship or it's professional. I need to look at the detail in this and put it all together for it to work next month. On the 2nd, we have the moon also in Leo. So do I make myself clear? The 2nd, the moon's in Leo and the sun's in Leo. So that is the day to really party, to let yourself go, to enjoy life, lots of laughter, but just give yourself a little rain check now and again to make sure you're not going too far. Then we have the full moon. Now, the full moon is in Aquarius on the 18th, so make a note of that. We're still in Leo. We've got all that passion and creativity, but also it's invention. So any of you wanting to be creative and inventive, that is the time to do it. And it's not just about the arts. It could be to do with something you're doing scientifically, medically, business-like, creativity and breakthroughs. It's a very exciting period. Make sure you go into the detail of everything as well. It's a wonderful time for friendship and for healing wounds, both globally and personally. And then Saturn has been in Sagittarius indirect for a good few months. So this is about our work, hard work, learning, teaching, being taught, to do with people from other lands, to do with travel and upsets. I think we can all relate to that. But on the 13th, it goes direct. So hopefully peace will have more influence over the month once this comes round, and people will generally be able to get on better. There'll be more tolerance and more joy about intercommunication then. Jupiter in Virgo is still retrograde. Let me just remind you, when we're going retrograde, it's like things aren't quite clear. Things can be a bit obtuse, or we feel we're going backwards when we're not. Usually it's to go back over something so we get it. This is what this is about. But look at this. Jupiter is all about expanding into our future, relationships expanding, careers expanding, waistlines expanding if we're not careful. And Virgo is all small, small detail. So we've had a bit of a conflict here for quite a while, this push me, pull me situation. They need to work together because they're out there in force together. So think of the big picture of as if you're sort of expanding towards it, and let the detail come through. Do the analysis as well, and don't worry about it seemingly being on a pause button while you do that. It works very well together. For example, let me explain that visually. For instance, Virgo rules Paris as well as other places. Now, Jupiter is big, expansive, notice me, the big dress. But the Virgo is the detail in the sewing or the little earrings or the tiny brooch. They work well together. So take that into other areas of life and make with it what you can. And finally this month, I want to mention Mercury. We love Mercury, don't we? The planet of communication. And it's in Virgo. So do make sure the detail of what you're saying and doing is correct and is understood and not misunderstood. Get everything said, written, done. You know where this is going, don't you? Before the 30th. Yep, on the 30th, it goes retrograde for next month. So spend this month really pulling out all the stops. Get everything up to date, both personally and professionally. Make sure no stone is unturned. Get everything signed off. Get interviews done. Get papers, important papers signed. Get to the bottom of any medical situation. Do all you can, even if you can't finish it. Get everything started, because once we hit the 30th, it's time to reflect communication-wise, and also you might be misunderstood, a contract might not be right. You do really have to be careful. It's a wonderful time when it goes retrograde to go within, to have those internal chats with yourself or private meetings with people. It's not a bad time. I'll be saying more about it next month. You just have to be prepared. And of course now you will be.